Hi everybody, this is Caitlin and you are watching Zombie Eats Books. So I decided that I would do a quick little wrap up of 3 books that I have read this year but haven't talked about, but that I really loved. I'm going to leave the rest of the books out, not because they weren't good, some of them were just mediocre, but the good ones, I just don't have a lot to say about them. It's been a while since I read them. So we'll just do these 3 and call myself caught up. So this first book, Fever Dream, is by Samantha Schweblin. It was published in 2017 and it is translated by Megan McDowell. So this book, it's pretty short. You could read it in one sitting if you wanted to, and it is compelling enough to do that in my opinion. I remember when this book came out, people sort of liked it but didn't love it, and I loved it. I think that it has such great atmosphere and such great tension throughout the book that you can't put it down, or at least I couldn't. It is about the relationship between a mother and her child. It's very nightmarish and surreal, the narrative is, and it leaves a lot for the reader to decide as opposed to coming straight out and telling you what's what. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the novel. I enjoyed all those aspects of the novel. And I liked the fact that you really had to pay attention to understand the book as well. She does talk about the rescue distance, which I thought was an interesting concept. It's about the distance that it would take from, you and your child, the distance that is between you two, and the time basically that it would take to rescue your child from danger if they were to become, in danger. So I really like that. I really relate to that as a parent, and I just thought this book was fantastic. I think you should pick it up. If you didn't like it, let me know. I think that would be an interesting conversation. I ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars, I think. And if I didn't, I should have. Maybe I gave it 4, but who's paying attention? So the next book I'm going to talk about is The Solitude of Prime Numbers by Paolo Giordano. I think this was published in 2011, and it is translated by Sean Whiteside. So this is a book about 2 young people, a boy and a girl, who go through a very traumatic experience as a child. And it's not the same experience, they're completely separate experiences. And it really impacts them and causes them to become the sort of person that is just completely isolated and doesn't know how to interact with other people in a meaningful way, doesn't know how to give part of themselves, basically. And it's really, really good. The author compares the characters to prime numbers, which is why it's called The Solitude of Prime Numbers, and how these prime numbers don't fit with anybody else. They're unique and aren't part of a group. So, except for a group of prime numbers. And I guess the question then becomes, can these 2 prime numbers be together in a relationship that wouldn't be possible with anyone else that wasn't a prime number? So I'm not going to tell you the answer to that, but it is beautifully written. It's told from the 2 different perspectives of the children, and it follows them as they go into adulthood. Actually, there's kind of a gap where they're in high school, I think, and then there's a gap, and then they're adults. So I really enjoyed this. I believe I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I'm looking forward to reading more from this author. So the next book I read was Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I loved this book. This book isn't really about much. It's about 4 different people. 2 of them are married, 2 of them were in a previous romantic relationship, but now they're friends. And it's about the relationship dynamics between the 4 of those people and how messy it gets, and how the communication is affected by age and by expectations, and it's just really well done. I don't know what to say about it because it is so very much about nothing except for these relationships between people. The conversations in here I thought were great. I loved the main character. She is someone that I wanted to strangle often, but without her flaws, without her bad decisions, there wouldn't be a book. So I do appreciate her. She was, I think, 21 or so. So you should read this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I think it's probably my favorite book of the year so far. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go dry my hair and then get ready for the overnight shift that I have tonight. And I will see you next time. Let me know if you've read any of these, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.